Hi, welcome to the Screenwriters Salon. I'm Alan Denman. I've been writing and directing and producing for a long time, and I've got a lot of experience, information and insights that I'd like to share with you. And that's the purpose of this salon, to really share ideas on writing, to ask questions, and really for writers to become more empowered. In the first salon, I asked the big question. The big question is, what makes a great story? And I said there are 5 key principles that I use when writing in order to make my story really, really good. And the first one, which I've discussed in the previous salon, is identification with the protagonist. So I hope you have watched that. And something else now that needs to be discussed. So we've set up our story, we've brought our protagonist on stage, and you've got engaged with the protagonist. The audience is watching, they're starting to get interested. Something has to happen. Okay, this is vital. We can't just slosh around without any sense of direction. You'll notice with really good stories, they bring us in, and then at some point something happens. Now, some people call this the inciting incident, and different screenwriting gurus will say, well, this should happen by such and such a page. There is no rule exactly when it should happen. You'll feel it. Basically, the inciting incident does this. It takes our protagonist and turns their world upside down. Something goes wrong. And this moment, this event in the story, is like a great charge of energy that enters. And this makes us want to go on watching. And if you get a really great inciting incident, then it makes us care even more and get even more engaged with the protagonist. So here's an example. Say a great film like Alien. You know, they've woken up from hibernation and they're gathering together, joking and laughing around and having a few disputes. And then they get a distress call, at least what looks like a distress call, and they have to change course. So that, for them, in particular for Ripley, Signori Weaver, is the inciting incident. And literally, they have to change course. And this is what the inciting incident does for your protagonist. It means that they have to change course because there is now a problem. And this is the first challenge that your protagonist is presented with when something happens. And this may be 3 pages in, 5 pages in, 10 pages in. But this is very important. So something has to happen. It's called the inciting incident. And what the inciting incident also does, besides setting up a problem for your protagonist to solve, it defines the goal. It defines what the protagonist has to aim for, has to get by the end of the story. Now, they may not actually get it. That's for you to decide as the storyteller, where they get exactly what, you know, they thought their goal was, or whether they changed their goal. But it's energizing. The inciting incident energizes the story and puts your protagonist on their journey. So that's the second key principle for great storytelling. So thank you for listening. I hope that's been useful, and until next time, keep writing.